OnePlus over the years has evolved a lot as a company, from making $300 flagship killers to making proper flagships. It's time we put the newest OnePlus, that is the 8 Pro, up against the iPhone 11 Pro Max from Apple. So, one of the biggest differentiating features in smartphones these days is the cameras. That is why we see those crazy numbers such as a 108 megapixel camera and maybe 100 times face zoom. Both Apple and OnePlus realize that. So they both have multiple cameras on the back of the device. The OnePlus 8 Pro has a quad camera setup on the back, with the main camera being a 48 megapixel sensor. Also, the ultra wide is also a 48 megapixel camera. Then there is an 8 megapixels 3 times telephoto camera with up to 5 times hybrid zoom, and the fourth camera is a 5 megapixel color filter sensor. On the iPhone, there is a triple camera on the back of the device where all of the three cameras, the main sensor, the ultra wide, as well as the telephoto, are of 12 megapixels. Even the front facing camera on the iPhone is of 12 megapixels because Apple focuses a lot on consistency. One thing to note here, the telephoto camera on the iPhone supports only up to 2 times optical zoom with no hybrid zoom available. On paper, the OnePlus 8 Pro seems superior, but in reality, it is a lot more debatable. See, nowadays, it's more about the camera software than the hardware, and that is where Apple excels. See, the iPhone has better dynamic range, better color accuracy, and better quality images overall than the OnePlus. Same is the case for its video. Apple's video is more stable and of higher quality with higher bit rate. That's not to say that OnePlus's images or video are bad. Apple just is just a tiny bit better. One of the main concerns of every individual on earth is that will their phone last a full work day for them? Well, neither OnePlus nor the iPhone are well reputed to have big battery sizes. They both rely heavily on software optimizations, and credit where it is due, they are both really good at that. This time, the OnePlus 8 Pro has a 4510 mAh battery while the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a 3969 mAh battery. Both are decently sized, but since the OnePlus 8 Pro supports a 120Hz display, it seems a little small. But in reality, because of the OnePlus's optimizations, that's really not going to be an issue at all. But iPhone's battery life overall is going to be just a little better because iOS generally is more optimized. Even though the Apple's iPhone has a better battery life, that's I'm saying, the OnePlus has one big advantage. It supports both wired and wireless charging at up to 30 watts. Apple does support fast charging, that's only up to 18 watts wired and like 7.5 watts wirelessly. One thing to note here, if you want to enable the 30 watts of wireless power share on the OnePlus 8 Pro, you have to buy a OnePlus branded proprietary wireless charger. Otherwise, you will be stuck with 5 watts of wireless charging. As I told you guys before, the OnePlus 8 Pro has a 120Hz display. It is basically a 6.78 inches Quad HD plus 120Hz Samsung manufactured OLED display. Although the iPhone also has a Samsung manufactured OLED display, its size is 6.5 inches and the refresh rate is only 60 Hz, which is plenty smooth but definitely not as smooth as OnePlus's new 120Hz display powering the OnePlus 8 Pro. OnePlus is all about speed, so it's no surprise that the OnePlus 8 Pro is powered by Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 865 5G chipset. Apple, on the other hand, powers the iPhone 11 Pro Max with an in-house Apple A13 Bionic chip, which is a little more powerful as well as more power efficient than the Snapdragon 865. That's not to say that the Snapdragon 865 is slow or sluggish. It's plenty fast, but Apple is just a little bit better here. One thing to note here, the Apple A13 does not support 5G, although the OnePlus does. In my opinion, 5G is not as mature right now, so it really does not matter that a phone supports 5G or not. But if you are planning to keep this phone for a long time, it's good to know. Display matters a lot, but so does the phone's feel in the hand. So they both have a metal and glass sandwich, with the borders on the OnePlus being of aluminum, while on the iPhone they are of stainless steel. Stainless steel is a more durable material overall, so I think the construction of the iPhone is a little better because of that reason alone. As for the looks, because the OnePlus 8 Pro has a hole punch cutout at the front of the device, while the iPhone has a notch as you know, I much rather like the look of the OnePlus 8 Pro than the iPhone. As for the back, the finish on the iPhone is what I prefer. OnePlus is not bad, but I like the matte textured, whatever Apple calls that nanotech glass finish overall more. We unlock our phones hundreds of times a day. To make this process less tedious and fast, both the companies equip fast and secure fingerprint sensor or 3D facial scanning inside their smartphone as biometrics. On the OnePlus 8 Pro, there is an optical in-display fingerprint scanner, while on the iPhone, there is a 3D facial scanning or Face ID as most of you know it. I personally much rather prefer a fingerprint sensor over facial unlock. In my opinion, it's just a little more convenient. Although they both are plenty fast and secure, you can't complain with either of those. I have to say, they both are awesome devices, but OnePlus has higher storage, higher refresh rate, and a slightly lower price than the iPhone, which makes it a slightly better buy in my opinion. So, now you know which one I'd rather pick. Let me know your choice in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you in my next one.